Hello guys, welcome to the 24th session of the ASP.NET Web API 2. In a previous session we have created a user security class in which we created one static login method. In this session we are going to create an attribute for our basic authentication. Let's switch to Visual Studio, right click and select add a new class with the name basic auth attribute and click add. We are going to action this class from the authorization filter attribute. Authorization filter attribute, which was present in a different namespace, so we need to include. And we are going to override onAuthorize method of that class. Press the enter. We know that each request contains the header. We already used the accept header from which we can specify the return data type for our request. For the authentication we need to use the authorize header. Let's first of all check whether the header is exist or not in our action content, which is the parameter for that function. Exert context dot request dot headers dot authorization equal null. If the header is not present, then we need to respond the unauthorized status code. For that we need to write the action context dot response equal to action context dot request dot create response, which was present in another namespace, so we need to import. Within a bracket we need to specify the status code, that is unauthorized. Otherwise we need to obtain the token from our header. String auth token equal to action context dot request dot headers dot authorization dot parameter, and we need to decode that token. String decoded token equal to encoding. For that we need to use the using system.text statement dot utf8 dot get string, and we need to pass the auth token in the form of the base64. Therefore we need to write the convert dot from base64 string and pass the our auth token and semicolon, from which we can easily identify the username and the password pair. However, it was in a single string, therefore we need to split into the two part. For that we need to write a string credential equal to decoded token dot split from semicolon. After the splitting, credential array contain the two strings. The first will be a username and the second will be a password. And now we need to check that the given username and password pair are matched or not as per the database. For that we have already created user security class. We just need to call its login method. So write if user security dot login and pass the two string that are credential of 0 and credential of 1, and press enter. If the user match, then we need to generate the if the username and password match, then we need to store in the current principal of the thread. For that we need to write the thread and import the its namespace thread dot current principal equal to new generic principal, which was present in different namespace. For edit, create a new generic identity. For that, we need to pass the logged in username. So we are using the credential of 0 and pass the role. That will be a null in the our case, and the semicolon. If the given username and the password will not match, then the logged in user will be unauthorized. Therefore, we need to return the HTTP status code for the unauthorized. Let's copy the statement that we are using previous if and paste it. And now we need to use that basic auth attribute on our controller. Open the our controller and at the action level we are going to write the basic auth. That attribute are created by the us. Let's run the our solution. Let's copy the URL and open in Postman. Write the API/employee and click on the send. You can see that it's written the 401 unauthorized status code. This is why, because we are not specify the authentication for the our request. From the authorization tab, select the basic auth from the drop down and write the username and password. I am already write the tester. Now I am sending it. You can see that we are successfully retrieved the list of record. However, those record are for the developers because we are statically use the username developer in the our case. That's why we are receiving the result for the developer only. Let's modify it. For this, we need to write the thread which was present in different namespace. So edit dot current principal dot identity dot name, which will return the logged in username. Let's run the our solution. Switch to Postman. Click on the send button. You can see that it returned the result for the tester only. You can see that it returned the result of the employee that are belong to the testing department. If we are sending data for the developer, then it will return the result for the developer only. If we are writing the wrong password, then again it generates the 401 unauthorized status. First of all, we need to create one class that extends from the authorization filter attribute, and we need to override the unauthorization method of it. Within that, we need to check whether the authorization header is present in the request or not. If it was not present, then user is unauthorized. If they are present, then we need to retrieve the token and decode it. And we need to check whether the given credentials are valid or not. If it was valid, then we need to store in the current principal of the thread. Otherwise, we need to send the unauthorized status code. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.